So the concept of TPO is that from your phone bill, 10% of your bill goes to the cause of your choice, and then 25% of the company's profits go to charity. And our prices are bang on market, same as everybody's. We try to be a good deal in the market. And so how can we afford that? We can't do TV commercials and billboards and sort of traditional marketing. It has to spread virally, word of mouth, through the internet. So the concept of the social network is it's a place where people can come, create their cause, invite their friends to help raise money. We want it to be very, very open. It's really more of a Kickstarter model almost, that you can support either a traditional charity, Oxfam or what have you, but you can also support your local school, kids club even, for example, if you can upload photos and send messages and update your status and things like this. And it's going to be very deeply integrated with Twitter and Facebook so that people can update easily. But the key differentiator is you can create a cause and you can invite people to support your cause. It's following on some very interesting models that I've seen in the last few years. So we've seen things like Tom's Shoes, shoe brand where when you buy a pair of shoes, they donate a pair in the developing world. They managed to grow very, very quickly without spending very much money on marketing at all, traditional money, because they had a great story. And these days, if you have a great story, you post about it, you tell your friends about it. And you know, it used to be, if you really, really love something, you might tell 5 people. Now the average person has 314 Facebook friends, and so you tell 314 people. In order to be really a very successful, very large company, you know, we're aiming to get 1 to 2% of market share. I mean, it doesn't have to completely sort of become the #1 phone company to be vastly successful. I think it is a disruption in the sense that we think the way that cell phone services has been marketed and sold, it really hasn't changed in 20, 30 years. You know, you TV ads, you know, billboards, commercials, sort of physical shops, and you go on and deals and plans. I mean, it's all quite boring. And this idea of saying, actually, here's this item that's effectively a commodity product, which is basic connectivity to the network. I mean, there's some differentiators, but not much. And massive advertising spend to sell it. And it's like, okay, well, let's take out that massive advertising spend, do something good with it, and let consumers talk about that that's amazing and it's something they care about. And I think that's very disruptive, and we'll see how it goes. Wikipedia has never spent any money on advertising, no money on marketing. It was an idea that spread because it was a great story people like to talk about. And so that's one of the learnings. And also that communities of people can accomplish great things, that you get people together with an idea that matters to them and they can go out and do something about that. You know, that's something that the internet should be about more often, I think. Because we have no plans to be advertising driven, a lot of the kinds of ideas people have around data just aren't really things we're focused on. But of course, it's matching people to a cause that they care about through the things that they're interested in, the things their friends are interested in, having people invite other people and things like that. There's a lot of opportunities to make a better user experience by paying attention to all these kinds of things. You have to consider user privacy considerations and what bothers people, and at the same time, you know, I think for a lot of people it's perfectly fine to say, well, yeah, of course you can share some data with the charity that I support. I mean, it's all about doing things the right way, opt-in. You know, Wikipedia has always been real strong about this kind of thing. You know, we don't share data with anybody and things like that, and I wouldn't want to move away from that. We'll be launching later this year in the US, sort of hard at work, finishing up all the partnership deals and things like that, and building the website so that we can launch in the US. We're up and running in the UK, and ahead of target on our numbers, and everything seems great. I was on a panel this morning that was about digital inclusion, and this question of when will mobile, and particularly not just very basic mobile, but real 3G and better smartphones be available to everyone on the planet. I think that's a really interesting and fun thing and very optimistic thing to contemplate. That time is coming faster than most people realized. I have complicated views on net neutrality. I think a lot of the rhetoric around it is just so oversimplified that it doesn't really get to the heart of things. So no matter what I say about it, I'll piss somebody off. But if we're looking for this issue of one provider being a bottleneck to something, and that therefore they have an unfair competitive advantage against everybody who's not controlling that bottleneck. The place where this is happening right now, and it's a really important and big deal, is in the App Store. If you want to be on that platform, you have to be approved by them. And that's the kind of thing that people worry about. They say, what if your internet service provider doesn't allow you to get on Skype? What if they don't allow you to download movies from Netflix? Okay, that's an interesting hypothetical. It's not actually happening. What if Apple doesn't let people put apps on the App Store that somehow compete with Apple? That is happening today. And that's something that I think people should be as concerned about, or possibly more concerned about, than net neutrality, which is a separate issue and a fundamental issue.